All right, so I'm just gonna get straight to the point. There's a lot of shit going on in the Lorne world for me to just ignore it. Um, so I just want to start by saying that this shit is just so disturbing. Everything that has come out in these calls. But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the calls and just fucking I don't know, just wait for the reactions, I guess. So I haven't listened to 17.5. No, wait, I have listened to 17.5, but I never got to call 18. So, usually what I've been doing is I fall asleep to these calls, um, and I'm just left in shock as I'm sleeping, hearing some of this shit. So this time I thought, let me just wait for this call to drop, which I saw it drop earlier. And instead of listening to it as I sleep or whatever, I'll just fucking stream it. So, anyways, let me refresh my mind with 17.5, just so I can remember what exactly happened.
I did. You
Yeah, I
pissed me
figured.
off. You pissed me off, and you know you pissed me off. And you know you did it on purpose.
That's real mature.
Well, pissing me off is real mature, especially when
Yeah.
especially knowing how easy it is for me to freak out about some stuff,
What do you mean?
things that happened to me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Fuck no. Now I remember what this was about. I'm like, this shit was disturbing. I forgot this happened. I was thinking about like other stuff that he was saying, but this shit was disturbing too. I forgot he mentioned the whole story with his brother. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say about this. I don't know whether to believe him or like I don't know with Lauren it's like anything's possible. I can't just assume this is true. Even though I feel uncomfortable, whatever. I'm just gonna play.
Well, I don't know where you got that I ever sucked a dick, because I've never sucked a dick.
Oh, I thought you said in one of them that you and your brother used to suck each other's penises.
No. No, I didn't
Someone
say that.
sucked someone's penis.
Yeah,
Why'd you do it?
I didn't do it. It was done to me.
Well,
It hurt me then, and it hurts me to this day. I don't like to think about it. I don't like to talk about it. I don't like anything about it.
and that's why you call people faggot? Is it because you've had kind of a gay?
I don't know. Like he could be lying for some reason. Um, my thing with Lauren is he definitely heard this idea somewhere and he's using it as like an excuse for what he did. It's like sympathy points. That's just my opinion, but it could be true. I don't know. Like I said, Lauren, you can't make anything of what he says at all.
Gay experience?
Yeah, I've had gay experience, and I didn't like it at all.
Well, maybe just because it was with your brother. Maybe try a different guy.
I don't fucking think so. It wasn't just
My
one brother.
God.
It was two brothers.
Both of them blew you?
No, just one of them blew me. I didn't like that. I made him stop.
Why did he do it?
The other one continuously one fucking fondling shit and pissed me off all the
Maybe that's what it was, that you and him used to touch each other's penises and butts.
time. No, never touched each other.
Yo, Sting, what's up? So what, Sting? Tell me, what do you think? Do you think this thing that Lauren's brothers like molested him? Is it true? I never really put too much thought into it until like the calls I listened to. This particular call I listened to last night, but it just doesn't sound. I think he's lying about something, and he's convinced himself it's true. And now I'm wondering how things are in the Armstrong family because I don't know, like I don't know if this is news or I feel like I've heard it before, but just there's so much detail this time with these recent calls. And I'm wondering if at this point, his family gets involved in everything that's going on. You know?
His ass. I don't even like to talk about it. So why are you trying to
You
push it
mentioned
out?
it. You mentioned it.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I want to talk about it.
Then why mention it?
Because that's what telling you what you did that pisses me off the most.
I mean, it's not that big a deal.
It
So
is
you
to
and your
me.
brothers touch each other's dicks a bunch.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Exactly what I was saying, Sting. I think exactly that. It's like that sex story that he had 2 nights before he met Kayla, supposedly. You made that up in your head, in your imagination. You played some scenario. You played some, like, a scenario that happened in an alternate universe to your favor. You took that, you crafted a story, you told it to yourself so many times while you were in prison, and you told it to yourself so many times that you believe it's true. Same thing here.
I was the youngest one. It never should have happened to me.
Why did they do that?
I
Are they
don't know.
gay?
I don't know why they did it. I never asked them. I never confronted them with it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to. I just wanted it.
Like, this really makes him a even worse person. Like, think about it. Making up a story like that, right? And you're kind of slandering your own brother. Like, you're making, I don't know if it's a lie. Like, you are the shittiest person, Lauren. If this is a lie, you are, bro. You need to be like, I'm done. I'm like, it's just like I could not. I don't know. I don't know with this guy anymore. I have no words. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know.
Be gone.
So that's why you hate all gay people and not just your brothers?
I don't hate gay people. Where do you get that I hate gay people?
That's what being homophobic is.
No, being homophobic is being afraid of a homosexual making moves on you and trying to force you to do something you don't want to do.
Hold up, what? I have to process this. Oh my god.
Being homophobic is.
No, being homophobic is being afraid of a homosexual making moves on you and trying to force you to do something you don't want to do.
Rape?
That's homophobic. I'm not afraid of gay people. I have some friends that are gay.
Well, that's what phobic is. It's a phobia. You're
It's a
scared of
phobia.
gay people.
Well, I'm not scared of gay people. I'm scared of any move being made on me by a gay person of the same sex.
I mentioned this in a comment. I don't know where I left it. I don't know if it was Reddit or like this particular call video. But I said something like, yo, like, gay people are, and like, I'm not like stereotyping or nothing like that. Like, gay people, like, they care about looks, especially, they care about looks. They're more, how do I say it? Like, it's a thing that I can't find the words, but basically they have high standards is what I'm trying to say. And, this has never happened to Lauren. I don't think a gay dude has ever, like, hit on Lauren and try to make moves on him. Prison is something else. I'm not talking about that. He's making it sound like this happened to him at some club or something like that. That's a lie. That didn't happen. Like, this dude is ugly. Like, really ugly. Like, damn.
It freaks me out. It gives me goosebumps. It grosses me out. It makes me step back away from them. It makes it hard for them to make a friend out of me.
This has never happened at all, bro. Yo, Guru, what's up? Oh my god, this has never happened in Lauren's life. He has never been to a bar, a party or something like that, and a gay dude just came up to him and started making moves on him. That didn't, like, where is this coming from?
Can you hold on a second? My mom's calling. I'll call you back in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So what were we talking about? Your brothers and you fondling? Is that what we were on the topic of?
No, we're off that topic.
Oh.
I don't know why you would want to push that.
What have you been up to?
I just get done working a 16.5-hour day.
That's cool. Did you get my text message where...
So, yo, Amy, what's up? What's going on? Just a question out there. What is he doing now? 16-hour workday? He's not driving truck, right? Like, I forget what he does. I don't know what he can do as a job. Like, 16-hour workday. Well, if somebody knows, let me know. I want to know what his occupation is.
As the definition of homophobic?
I don't know. My cell phone wasn't on my headset wasn't on, so I couldn't hear it come through.
So your headset weren't on?
Casey, yo, Amy, Casey has been like the roughest, toughest decoy we've seen. And it's just so fucking cringe how bad she talks to him and he just takes it. In my opinion, she was tougher than Debbie because Debbie at least, like, I don't want to say she was more affectionate towards him, but there's I don't know, Casey's just worse. That's what I'm saying.
No. It's like music. I can hear text when they come.
What? Sting? Oh my god, what? Yo, could you imagine, like, you imagine pulling up in a fucking parking lot, or, I don't know, you're like driving, and you know, you get annoyed, you see some fucking construction site, and you see Lauren in, like, some highlighter vest, like, waving some sticks or something like that. Like, could you imagine this guy doing that? Oh my god, his little Pillsbury body, like, fucking moving his arm. Oh my god.
Come through.
Oh, cool. Well, I got something to show you.
What's that? The text message didn't come through.
Let me text you again. Did you get that?
No, might be because of the. We're supposed to get a rainstorm tonight sometime. Maybe it might be because of that. Are you texting me under your computer number?
Yeah, you should have got it.
Got your name right here. You're not blocked. Oh, it's coming. It's I don't know why it didn't pop up because it hasn't come up yet. Okay, now it's come up.
You see it yet?
Yeah, I get it.
Which one did you get?
Homophobic. Having or showing a dislike of or prejudice against gay people.
Yeah, I've seen those too. I just I haven't been watching too much Lauren content until the Casey calls came back. When they came back, and I started watching the documentaries from I'm Kinda Sorta Bored. That's when, like, my Lauren interest peaked again. So yeah, like, but I've seen those memes before. It's just I didn't know exactly what he did. I was just like, he could be picking up garbage. I don't know what the fuck this guy does. I guess that's the only job he can have. He can't work at a store, right? He can't work at a fast food like at a McDonald's. We know he can't do construction. I just can't picture what he can't work as a receptionist because he would start, like, harassing all the women that he gets on the phone with. I remember him saying he applied for, like, a car salesman job or something like that at a car dealership. Like, what position did he apply for? He can't be a car salesman. I don't know. Like,
Okay, well, I don't know what my description of what I have is, but it's not homophobic.
I think it's hatred towards your brothers for sucking your penis.
Well, it's towards anybody that's gay that is the same sex as me that makes a move on me.
Do you get my second picture?
so Lauren thinks homophobic is if you hate a guy for liking you. Wait, he doesn't think that's homophobic. Oh my god. This guy.
Yeah. Just had to put my glass on so I can see the thing.
You know what though? Like, these calls are not even funny anymore. You're saying Casey is more abrasive, cunning. Lauren is like a masochist. He'll take anything. She gives him zero respect. Yeah, there's just a lack of comedy here. This is just cringe. Before, I used to listen to these calls and laugh. Now it's just sad. It's disturbing. It's weird. Like, I don't know. It's a different vibe. It's like, but it's more. You learn way more about him that you're still like your jaw just keeps dropping. You know.
Who's that?
Who is it?
Jesus Christ, it's Paula?
And yeah, this is where I fell asleep last night. I remember listening to was it last night? It had to be. Whatever. Oh my god. And like I said, I'm listening to this call for the first time. This is call 8.
Who is it?
Jesus Christ, it's Paula? Kind of looks like her.
I told you she's online.
She didn't look anything like that.
She also said she never had sex with you.
Yeah, of course she did. Of course she did that.
So who's telling the truth here? I get confused with these storylines. I'm like, is this real? Is it not? It's like wrestling. Like when I was a kid. When I was a kid, like I remember thinking some wrestling was fake, some wrestling was real, and I was always like, is this real or is this fake? And it's the same thing here.
Why is that, of course?
I don't know how she is.
How come she hates you so much?
Oh, she don't hate me. If anybody would hate anyone, it would be me hating her.
I don't think she likes you very much.
No, she does.
She does. She likes you.
I'm sure she's talking shit about me. Doesn't surprise me.
So, I don't know what everybody's theory is, but this is definitely one of his stalking victims from back in the day. Very traumatized. Yo, Evil Little McNuggets, what's up? But anyways, yeah, this was a stalking victim of his. This was never his girlfriend. This was never anything like that. I doubt if they were even friends. This is just somebody he saw in the lobby, a mutual friend. I forgot the story, the origin story that he told, but this is a stalking victim, is what I'm saying. He was probably annoying at first, and then he became, like, aggressive. Then he did something weird. He definitely caused her some, I don't know, some inconvenience, maybe, in her life. Ruined her life in some way, and I don't know.
She just fucking try to fit in with anyone.
What happened?
What happened with me and her?
Yeah, I'm confused why she's on here saying stuff like she's responding to all the...
So, what I know so far about, like, Paula, which is so fascinating, if I remember correctly, he said they had sex or something, in a room, and then her boyfriend came to pick her up, and then he killed himself. Well, he tried to kill himself with with Tylenol, was it, or was it like something else? Advil. I don't know. He tried to kill himself with something like that, and he ended up in the hospital. So like, did they ever speak? I don't know. Like, I thought in my head I heard something else, but whatever. That's all I know so far. I think I've seen those videos too sometimes, Sting. Like with the Sean McClure guy talking about Paul. I think I've seen it, but like I play some of these videos like in as background noise, listening, trying to do something else. So I might have missed something, or maybe I'm just forgetting. But yeah, love his videos. But that part, I just can't remember if I've seen that one.
Post about her on there.
The what?
Just she's responding to posts about herself on there about past things you've said about her, being like, "I was in love with Paula," you're crying and stuff, and she's like, "What the fuck is he even talking about? We barely knew each other."
That's stupid. What a stupid bitch. Barely knew each other, my ass.
She said she didn't even know you for a full year.
Yeah, her and I hung around with each other every day for 6 months. There wasn't a day that went by that we didn't see each other. She'd go to work, and I'd wait for after work, and be there during work. And she'd go over to Paul and Laura's with me. She'd be over there. She bought my nephew birthday presents, oh crap of birthday presents, but she seemed like she was jealous of Leanne for some reason.
Then why what? So like he waved to her before work. So if he waved to her before work, were they neighbors, or did they live in the same building and they see each other in the lobby, like hi. Work. Did she work at a store and he visit her? He went to like her job all the time, something like that, or he worked near her. Probably went there for lunch or something like that. If she worked at like a food place, I don't know. They're in their 20s back then when this happened, right?
That was weird. Even Amanda too.
I don't know who Leanne or Amanda is.
My nieces.
What? What? So, okay. What? So Paula is jealous of the nieces. Leanna? What he's jealous of his nieces. Why?
For some reason she seemed more jealous of Leanne than she did Amanda, but she thought she was jealous of Amanda too.
Jealous of them for what?
I don't know. I noticed it then, but I didn't say anything. But I noticed that she gave Darren a lot more attention than she did either one of the girls.
Jealous of them in what way?
I don't know. It was just weird. I could just see the way that she acted. It was different. She acted different towards the girls than she did Darren.
I don't know who Darren is.
My nephew.
Oh my god. I can't wait to listen to this. I'm so excited. I should have saved this for like a better time, but whatever.
Well, she was like talking on there about how she only knew you for less than a year, and how she was friends with like your brother's girlfriend. Like she wasn't even really your friend that much.
She's so fucking full of shit.
This guy is so fucking stupid. Holy shit.
She's so fucking full of shit.
Yeah. She was pretty adamant because people were like, "Oh yeah, you had sex with him," and she's like, "I definitely did not have sex with him."
Yeah. I never made the move on her. She had to make it on me. she kept wanting me to go out and do things. I even missed time from work, and they told me if I missed any more time from work, then I'd get fired. And then we wound up.
Yo, this is what happened. He was probably like some errand boy to her or something, trying to like get her affection like that. You know how he tried to buy his siblings with like doing like that $7,000 construction job or whatever. He probably did the same thing. He was over her house. Can I get you lunch? Is there something that you need done? Can I do your laundry or something like that? And I don't blame a woman for taking advantage of that. That's somebody giving you free shit. Fucking do it. Yeah, that's cool. Like, but you can't do that because then like this crazy person will begin stalking you. So it's not really wise, but like I don't blame you if you want to like take advantage of that shit, Like you got a guy like paying for your shit, like who wouldn't take something like that? So she probably like he helped her move. He fucking did all that shit, and he wouldn't go away. Something like that.
Going to her cousin's house in some other town that was further, was a good distance away. I can't remember what the name of the town was, but I'd only been there that one time. But her cousin asked her if she wanted to stay the night, and she looked at me. I said, "Don't look at me." I said, "I'm not staying the night." I said, "I'm not going to lose my job."
Yo, so why would you take time off work to go with this? Go with Paula, right? Why would you take time off work to go with Paula and her cousin to another town? Like that's not a good reason to take off work, man. Like, and I'm not trying to like be like this tough whatever, like a boss or something like that. But that's just not a good reason to take time off work. Like I wouldn't do it. It's not an emergency. It's not like somebody fucking died and you had to suddenly do it. Like, what was so special that you had to do it that day? You probably, you know what it was? I haven't listened to this call, like I said, but I'm guessing it's something like, she had to fucking watch her cousin's kid or something like that in another town. And she needed something done, and Lauren was like, well, I could drive you there, or I could do this for you. That's what it was. I bet you it was like I'll drive you there, and it's a 2-hour drive, so he couldn't make it to work. He took off work to drive her, and to drive back, and then to like wait for her, or something like that. But let's see.
Well, what were you missing work for?
Because I wouldn't have been able to get back to work in time from the place that we were at.
No, I mean, you said your work said they'd fire you if you missed more work. Why were you missing so much work?
Because I'd stay up late at night. I'd stay at the bar and wait for her to be done.
Oh, she worked at the bar you went to?
Yeah, that's how I met her.
So, you didn't meet her through your brother's girlfriend?
No, my brother and my sister-in-law met her through me. That's how my brother and sister knew her. My brother and sister-in-law knew her. It was through me.
So you would be up late waiting for her to get off work? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I went to the karaoke bar every night anyway, before she ever started working there. Then she started working there. That's where I met her.
Why did you wait for her to be off work?
Because we were friends and we'd always hang out together.
Oh my God! Could you imagine what this looked like? Could you imagine what this looks like, ladies, bro? Just imagine like you're working at what is it? A bar? You're working at a bar. And this guy comes in every fucking time you work, sits there, waits for you to get out, and then like talks to you and doesn't let you leave or something like that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this is so sad. Oh shit. Whatever. Oh my.
Weird.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had to go home to work, why would you wait till her to be done to go home?
Poor Paula. Oh my god. Like I. Oh my god. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't.
Because
Why
I
not
had
just go home, go to bed, so you're on time for work?
because I had an interest in her. I had an interest in her, but I also didn't want to do anything until I knew she was over her ex. And I just waited too long.
Well, why were you staying up all night waiting for her to get off work if you weren't going to make any moves?
Just spend time with her.
He keeps doing this, right? I know he does it to this day because he was speaking about he mentioned the girl's name from Walmart and Circle, like Katie from Circle K or something like that. So he's definitely done this recently. I don't know if he's still doing it. He's definitely banned from some stores. Cause like I wonder what that's like. You could probably go to Cornville, you Google his house, go to every like CVS, Rite Aid, whatever they got there, and just ask around if like you know about some creep that comes in all the time. I would just love to hear those stories. I don't know if that's happened yet. I don't know if it's been revealed, but that'd be interesting to listen to. Just somebody, an employee from one of those, Jenny from Walmart. There we go. Go to Walmart and be like, Jenny used to work here, or do you see a guy coming like all the time, being annoying, doesn't leave, doesn't buy anything, something like that. They probably got his picture somewhere. Like I would just want to hear their stories, their side of whatever happened there.
Well, so what does that mean? She got off of work, and then what did you guys do?
Well, we didn't do anything. All the time when she got off work, she'd have to go home. But I'd go to the karaoke bar and I'd be there all night. Normally longer than what I would normally be before. Before I'd stay till like 10 o'clock or so. And when she started working there, I'd want to stay right up till closing. And then it would last, sometimes it would last longer. Then I wound up oversleeping sometimes. I'd be late for work.
So this guy stayed late. Oh my god, and sacrificed his sleep to wait for someone. Stalk them. Oh my god.
So why was that more important though than going to work?
Just because I had an interest in her.
Yeah, but why does that mean you had to stay there till she was done working?
It didn't. It's just I wanted to spend time with her.
What job was this? I should know the answer to this, but because I watched that timeline video. But like, how are you working all day and then have the energy to do this? Don't you want to go home and sleep or something? Like.
So while she was at like work, what would you guys do that we were spending time together?
Nothing. It was just I was there with her, and she'd talk to me, and I talked to her.
So she was just like being a waitress.
Yeah, she was doing her job, but
Wow. Wow. Could you imagine how much of his paycheck this guy spent at that restaurant or bar that he went to? Oh my god, half his paycheck went to that place. I mean, if he bought anything. I don't know if he bought anything. He was one of those. Or did he order like a fucking lime with water? Like, what did he do? Like,
she'd pay more attention to me than she would anybody else.
yeah, because you're fucking stalking her, bro. if like somebody came to my job and annoyed me every fucking day, I'm gonna stare at you when you come in because I'm like, oh fuck. Like, how does he not see that side? That's probably like the answer. Like,
Tip her good.
Did I stick her good?
Tip.
Oh,
Tip.
did I
Tip like
what?
cash. You give her money for your bill. Did you tip her good?
I don't remember how well I tipped her. I think I always went up and got my own beers, I think.
so hold up. He went to the bar or diner and he brought his own beers, his own 6-pack, and drank. How did they not kick him out of that place?
I mean, you had more
if she brought
interest
me a
in
beer,
her
then
than
if she brought me a beer, then I tipped her. Yeah, I tip every waitress.
Oh, I bet he did. I bet he did. I bet he fucking did.
Or waiter. I know how it feels to be a waiter. I've been a waiter before.
Yo, it was good, Paul. And Cornville Commenter says, Lauren is so fucking creepy, man. Needs to be in prison for the rest of his life. It's kind of like when I have customers who steal, I watch them very closely. Lauren is so stupid. Was it a BYOB strip club? Well, I've never been to. Well, I've never heard of that. Here they want you to buy drinks from their place. Every spot that you go to wants them to buy drinks from your place. They would never let outside drinks. So I don't know. I don't know what it could be.
I know how it feels not to be tipped.
yeah.
That's where
I didn't know you were a waiter. You never told me that.
I worked at Denny's in Oklahoma.
When were you in Oklahoma?
Because I actually moved from.
Oh shit. Lauren went to a Blue Moon bar. Have them here. That'd be interesting. Damn, I can't even picture that because I'm just so used to every place they want you to buy their drinks. Apparently, he knows a lot about them. I would bet some women told him to go to a Blue Moon after. I was just curious.
From Washington, and my brother and his wife asked me if I wanted to come down to Oklahoma because there's a lot of country music down there. They knew I like country music, and they needed help with a babysitter for their baby. And so they thought that maybe I'd get a job and babysit for them during the day while my sister-in-law was working and my brother was working. And I said, I'll give it a try. So I gave it a try. But I didn't like it because I was used to Paul and Laura and the kids, and I loved being around Paul and Laura and the kids, and I loved it out in Washington. So I was down there for 3 months, and I went back to Washington.
So, when did you and Paula start hanging out?
I don't remember when it was exactly.
Did you just ask her? No, I mean, like, when was the first time? Like, what'd you do? Were you like, hey, you want to go down to the malt shop?
See, I met her. The first night I met her, she had told me about her engagement being broken off. And I think it was sometime in that. Well, she told me where she lived, and it was very close to me.
I wonder how drunk he was with his encounters with Paula.
But I didn't know that she was still living with her ex-fiance. And I went over and knocked on the door. He answered the door. I said, is Paula here?
I really hope, Commoner, I really hope that some retail worker or somebody who has been really like affected by this guy, like stalking, like at a store or something like that, to just come forward someday and just lay it out. What is he like? I oh my god.
It was quite an awkward moment.
Well, what happened?
She just came out and talked to me and told me, she said, I'm living with my ex-fiance. I said, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
Well, why'd you go over there?
I was going to see if she wanted to go do something.
You just, like, showed up?
Yeah, because I didn't have her phone number.
Because you had her phone number, you just went there and knocked on her door?
Yeah, I thought she lived there alone. I didn't know she lived with her ex. I didn't even know the apartment complex. I didn't even know that wasn't an apartment complex until she told me.
Yo, how would you even do that in the 90s? What was it? This was the 90s or the 80s or something like that? 90s? 1990. Okay, I'm trying to remember the timeline, so bear with me. I think it was definitely before Amanda James. Was it 1994? Some shit like that?
And then she told me where it was, and I was Christ, I know the name of that place. It's right close to me.
Well, how did you know her exact apartment number?
Because she told me.
She was just like, oh, hey, I live at these apartments in 3B.
She told me what her apartment number was. That's how I knew where her apartment was.
Oh.
I don't remember her giving me her phone number. Maybe she did. Maybe she. No, because there weren't cell phones back then. We didn't have cell phones back then.
Oh, okay. So you did not have her phone number. You just went there and...
Yeah.
and
Yeah, she told me where to live. Yeah, we didn't have cell phones back then.
No, I'm pretty sure you could have gotten some contact. It must have been annoying. I can't picture that. But having... What did you have back then? You had like fucking the cassette players or whatever that they recorded messages if you left a voicemail. So like, why wouldn't somebody not give you their phone number because they don't have a cell phone? You still had home numbers. And if you thought she lived alone, why wouldn't she have a phone? You know.
I just remembered that. And we got cell phones. When the hell was it we got cell phones? Actually, I think we just started getting cell phones, but it's when they first came out. And me and Paul...
Yeah, you probably didn't have one yet.
So this... Oh, my bad then. This was like 2000 then or something like that. When did cell phones come out? What does that even mean? The earliest I remember cell phones is probably like 2003. But, you know, I was a kid back then, so that's the earliest thing I like. Them big rock ass phones, but I don't know.
Me and Paul was the only two that had them because we got them through work. But the general public didn't have them yet.
Yeah.
So that's what I remember that now. That's why she told me where she lives. Or lived.
And she was just like, come on by?
Huh?
So she invited you over?
No, she didn't invite me over. She just told me where she lived. I just thought I'd go over and see if she wanted to go do something. I had no idea.
Well, what kind of dates did you guys go on? Do you go like roller skating or anything?
I don't remember if we were roller skating. I don't remember now what we did, but we did stuff together. We usually went over Paul and Laura's. We usually went over there and hung out with them.
Well, I mean, like, when you went over there, what did you say? You were like, you want to hang out? And what did she say? She was like what?
Well, I only went over there that one time. When I realized that she lived with her ex-fiance still.
Yeah, in 1998, I was like 7 years old, so and we weren't exactly rich or anything like that. So my parents definitely didn't have a cell phone. Um, 1998. Yeah, I don't think I could remember 1998 too much. What's that? Wrestling, third or second grade? I don't know. Um, I wouldn't. No, no, I don't think I remember a cell phone from that era.
I ain't going back over there again.
Yeah, he thought he was gonna beat you up or something.
No, he actually seemed like a pretty nice guy. He must have been pretty nice. He used his credit card to get her a Bronco so that she'd have a vehicle and she had to pay him back.
That's very nice of him.
Yep. And she went up to Alaska and asked me if I could make her payment on a Bronco for her. I made it. And
Oh no, man. Oh my god. No.
he asked me where she was, and I said she went up to Alaska. He said, let me guess, she asked you to make her payment until she comes back. I said, yeah, and I said I'd do it. And he said, no, I can't let you do that. He said, I'll take this payment here from you, but he said, I can't let you do that. And he came over and got her Bronco. And she was mad at me when she got back. I go, well,
So she was just using you to make her car payment.
in the end, she was. In the end,
How did
she
it all fall apart?
Oh my god. Wow. Anyways, what? Does he say how much he paid? Because I want to know now. I want to know how much he paid or attempted to pay. I definitely had a Nokia at Woodstock 99. I know that. 99? Really? You could be right. I don't want to Google this right now. But I'm going from memory alone. The first cell phone I remember like somebody like a kid having was probably 2003 or 2004. And I just thought it was cool. I don't know. It's like I just saw another kid with it. He would just like, you know, do prank calls in front of everybody and shit like that at school. It's like, why'd you give this kid a cell phone? Like,
how did it all fall apart? Her and I fell apart before that happened. But I was still in love with her.
what do you mean fell apart? Like, you.
Not realizing how much in love with her I was, but I knew I was still in love with her.
So after she was fucking some other dude, you would still make her car payments for her?
Yeah, well, her and him broke up. She broke off the engagement with him. Later, she told, I think it was Laura, my sister-in-law. I think it was her that she told that she would never intended to marry him. She was just using him for a place to live.
So you don't think they were fucking?
I wonder if. Nah.
Oh, I know they were. There was no doubt in my mind about
What gave it away? Was it the fact that they lived together? Said what gave that away? Was it the fact that they were living together and they were engaged?
Well, the fact that I realized how she was.
What do you mean?
When she brought him over to Paul and Laura's with me there. She brought him over there and she stood behind him and kissed him on the head. I blew it off like it's just friends, and I think it was.
Yo, she. Oh my my god, she brought. Oh my. Oh my god. Could you imagine how that went? Do you think he threw a tantrum and like did that whole cursing out thing he does with Winnie to like Paula with like his siblings in the room and all that? Like I wonder how that went. Like what?
Oh, she kept coming
Yo, Poop Frog, what's going on, man?
in. Oh, I can't remember how I found out about it.
She stood behind him and kissed him.
She gave me a kiss on the head. I can't remember how it was I found out about it. But I think it might have been through Paul and Laura. 'Cause I was living
Kissing another fucking guy in the head?
with Paul and Laura at the time. Which I liked living with them because we all had fun together at the time. But it wasn't my choice. Well, I can't say it was my choice. It was my choice to live with them. It wasn't my first option. My first option was stay in the apartment that I had because I was doing just fine. But I knew Paul and Laura wasn't doing just fine, and Paul came down and tried to pull a guilt trip on me. And because Laura has depression, and she sleeps a lot and can't hold a job. She's never been able to hold a job. But
Sounds like someone else I know.
huh?
It sounds like someone else I know.
Oh,
Mine is just sleeping all the time. You never sleep.
yeah, I never sleep. No, I'm not depressed all the time. I've gotten past that point where I'm letting things get me depressed. I might get depressed once in a while about something, but I don't stay depressed. I stay more upset.
There was one thing. Paula has heard the story of her boyfriend dropping her off at your place. She says that doesn't make any sense, and that never happened.
She's lying through her teeth, too.
Why would she lie?
Why does she ever lie?
Yeah, why would she? He's like, that makes no sense. Why would I have my boyfriend drop me off at Lawrence?
She got in a fight with him that night. She got in a fight with him and had him drop her off at my apartment. She knocked on
When
the
did you
door.
guys start hanging out? I mean,
I don't-
like, when did it happen?
Yo, question. I want to know this though. Fuck, I lost that train of thought. What was I gonna say?
What was the transition from just you being a guy at the bar who would wait for her to get off of work to be?
Yes. Okay, now I remember. What movie did Lauren get this plot line from? Because that sounds familiar. That sounds like some cheesy 80s movie thing. Like everybody says. Like, the girlfriend's mad. She goes to speak with the friend. It's just some corny movie plot. I know he got it from somewhere.
Like, let's hang out every day for 6 months.
I don't know. I don't remember exactly when it happened.
Well, I'm not saying like the date. I'm saying like when did it become more of just you being a bar guy and her being a waitress?
I don't know. It just happened. We just started hanging out all the time.
When you say hanging out all the time, was it when she was at work?
No, it was after when she wasn't at work too. We'd go on and do stuff together. Most of the time, like I said, we'd go over Paul and Laura's. That's actually where we hung out most of the time, was at Paul and Laura's. I asked her if she liked me and my brother and sister.
So now I'm wondering, what did they do were they all drinking? Like, she was like drinking buddies? Like, you know how you get together with your friends, with random people sometimes, and you just drink? Like, is this even real?
Oh, she said sure. And we went over there, and that's how she met him.
So she was friends with your brother's girlfriend.
My brother's girlfriend? No, she wasn't my brother's girlfriend. My brother was
Friends
married.
with your brother's girlfriend. Friends.
Well, yeah. She was friends to both my brother and my brother's wife.
Yo, what's good, Allison?
But that's not why she went over there.
So when did you and her have the falling out?
Yeah, Poop Rot. Yo, this guy has no drip whatsoever. Like, none. Like, I was checking out that picture where he has some shitty ass shirt with the tie or whatever. I'm like, who dressed this guy? Like, this guy does not know how to dress. Like, match nothing, bro. I'm not judging you if like you don't wear Jordans or like you're not fly like that or like you don't rock a pair of Timbs or something like that. But like this guy, he's a disaster. Like, period. Even for someone his age.
When did we actually have the falling out? Well, see, she went back to, after she realized she didn't have her Bronco, she wound up going back to Alaska. Because she didn't have a vehicle back there to drive. And
That I believe. That I believe. I believe that you traumatized this girl so bad that she had to move or something. She did the Jesse Pinkman. She went to Alaska.
she didn't have a place to live. Unless
But wasn't the Bronco in Washington?
And she actually stayed with me for a couple nights before she went back to Alaska. We didn't do anything at all. We just slept, talked, and watched TV and shit. And then she went back to Alaska, and it was like when she came back, she didn't have her Bronco. Then she went back to Alaska. And then a year later, she came back again. She had gained.
Well, you were. Sorry.
Huh?
What was that last part? I didn't hear you.
She had gained all kinds of weight. She told me that her boyfriend was abusing her up there, and I told her, I said, "Why don't you move back down here with people that actually care about you?" She said, "Because my son's up there." I said, well, bring your son down here with you. She said, "I can't. I don't have custody of him." I said, "Well, get the hell away from the boyfriend that you have up there, because obviously if he's beating you and making you feel like shit, then it's obviously no good for you."
So a lot of this conversation, everything Lauren is saying is me trying to figure out what's true and what isn't. Or like how much truth is there to that statement? Is there a little bit? 0%? Half? So with this particular thing, I'm gonna say maybe it was real. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. He definitely stalked her and she ran away. Like,
but she went back up there, so.
So, I guess the likely scenario here is she ran away. Maybe she didn't run away. Maybe something happened. She had to go back to Alaska. She came back. And she's like, oh, fuck, this guy still hasn't left me alone. He's still bothering me. He's still stalking me. He's still waiting for me outside of work. So I got to go back to Alaska. Life is just, fuck this. I don't want to deal with this. So I'm just going to move to Alaska.
But her car was in Washington, wasn't it?
Her Bronco, yeah.
And then she went back to Alaska because her Bronco wasn't there.
She went back to Alaska, and when she came back to Washington from Alaska, her Bronco was no longer there.
Change her name? I don't think so. So I'm gonna say this about Lauren. He's a stalker, 100%. Okay. He's dangerous, 100%. Right. But I think he's like an easy person to get rid of. Like if he was stalking you, you could say. So with him, if you move, I don't think he would make the effort to like move and follow you and track you down. I think he's too dumb. I don't think he has the skills for it. I just think it's easy to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? And I think moving would have probably done the trick. Unless, you know, people from this community like years later reached out or something like that happened.
She didn't have a Bronco anymore.
And what does that mean?
I mean, she didn't have her own vehicle.
And that's why you and her didn't.
That's why she got mad at me, because I let him take the Bronco. I didn't have a choice in the matter. I made one payment for him out of obligation. Then I made to her. I made the payment for her, but it was actually in his name. He bought it with his credit card.
So I thought you told me that you and her stopped talking because you found out she was a slut.
Well, no, we didn't stop talking because of that. She didn't know that I found out she was a slut. She didn't know that I found out about CJ, her fucking CJ, and another one of my friends.
Oh my god, could you imagine the fucking calls to this girl? Are you hanging out with that fucking CJ again?
You fucked both of your friends? I thought it was just the one.
Lost content.
To this day, she doesn't know that I found out about both of them.
Nah, she found out. You definitely freaked out on her. You definitely brought up CJ. You probably yelled at her. And you got kicked out the bar.
I can't remember what the other guy's name is. I remember CJ quite well because I hung around CJ quite a bit at the bar.
Yeah, these names make me laugh though. Like you're saying CJ, I'm thinking CJ Ramon. Like I'm picturing like CJ Ramones from like the '90s with his like the fucking black leather jacket, long brown hair. You know, like yeah, I'm the bassist for the Ramones and shit like that.
So CJ was just a guy from the bar, though. He wasn't like your friend.
He was my friend from the bar. We didn't hang out and do anything. He invited me over to do stuff, but I was always doing other things.
All right, so here's my take on this. I think CJ was probably like trying to spit game to Paula or something like that, and this annoying guy was in the way. And like to be polite or to show he's a gentleman, he was like, "Yeah, you know, you're welcome to come too," or something like that, not knowing who he was exactly.
How did you find out they was fucking?
CJ told me.
Oh.
Yo.
CJ told me just about one time.
Yo, could you imagine that night for Lauren? Like, he's at a bar, he sees CJ Ramon, like, you know, with his leather jacket, he's drinking a beer and shit. Oh, he's like, yo, I smashed Paula last night. Like, no hard feelings, right, Lauren?
So then what? You were like, you're banging CJ, so you and I are done, or what?
Oh no, her and I was done before that because the incident with James. Me finding out the shit with James.
Oh, the shit with James, huh?
Yeah. And actually, I left when she was there. I stayed for a little bit. Then when I saw her kissing him on the head, I got up and left. I blew it off as they were friends, but I'm like, why did she bring another guy over to my brother's house and kiss him on the fucking head?
Bro. Oh my god. I knew it. I knew I just didn't know how involved it was, but I knew this was the truth.
So I left and I went to the bar. Went to the bar and I sang karaoke that night, and that's the night actually that I wound up going home with Debbie, with a girl named Debbie, the English girl.
Look, when I first got into this Lorne shit, I've heard Paula in the very beginning. And back then, I didn't know Lorne too well, so I pictured, Paula as an actual ex-girlfriend. And I believed that for the longest time. I'm like, maybe he had an actual relationship. He was like somewhat normal back then. And then he began drinking after the breakup, and I don't know, something like that I pictured. And his drinking got worse, but it seems like, as I got to know him more, you come to the truth, and now it's just confirmed. It's amazing. I love these calls so much. Thank you, dude. Blue Boy. I fucking love you so much. Like, this, it just dropped at the right time. Like,
and I should have stayed with her. Fortunately, I told her that I had feelings for someone else. I was going to tell her that I didn't want to have feelings for that girl, and I was going to tell Debbie that I liked her, but I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Now, here's my version of the story. Again, I think this other girl was probably someone like a friend or a patron at this bar. And he started stalking her to make Paula jealous, and it didn't work. And he got upset, and then he went to Paula. He's like, I don't want to have feelings for her no more, because I really have feelings for you. I'm sorry, I don't have the best Lorne impression, but something like that happened.
Oh. And then unfortunately, I never saw Debbie after that night. Or after that morning that she dropped me back off in my car.
Stalked her. You probably did something to her. I wonder what it was.
I never saw her again. And that sucked because I was hoping to see her that weekend.
Probably started a conversation with her, right? He took it too far, and she said something like, I have a boyfriend, and he raged at her, and then she ran away.
Oh, was there some kind of big confrontation with Paula
The what?
that led to you guys never speaking again?
No. Her going back to Alaska was what led to us never not speaking again.
Mm.
I never heard from her after that, and I never tried to get in contact with her.
And you loved her for 25 years after that.
Yep. Yep, I did. Sucks. Too bad.
That is just so weird, like, the 25-year thing. It's like I have a hard time remembering stuff from, like, 2010 or 2008, right? And that was, like, what, 12, 13 years ago? I'm 31. Back then I was, like, 18, 19. And, like, I don't remember, like, the details of certain shit like this. Like, not that involved. Like anybody I would have been involved as dating is concerned, like, I have to think hard to, like, remember details about what happened, when did we go here or something like that. So yeah, this is a complete lie. You can't remember. I don't know. Like you definitely fucking added some huge edits to the story, dude.
She goes,
And this guy's been drinking for how long, man? You're gonna tell me his memory's not fucked in some way?
"Why all she wants on there? I don't think any less of her because I know how she is already." So
You never like followed her home from the bar. You never followed her home from the bar or anything.
oh yeah, I had to. I lived right in the apartment complex next to where she was living.
Yo, could you imagine you imagine Paula's commute when she lived in Washington State? Oh my god. She was never able to like fucking go home in peace.
Mm.
No, after she didn't live there anymore, no, I never followed her home from the bar.
Confused of you showing up randomly, knocking on her door.
What about it?
Just kind of weird.
Well, where are your cell phones in? She didn't give me her phone number, but she gave me her apartment number. She didn't tell me that she was still living with him. She told me that they were broken up. That he broke off their engagement.
How come?
There is zero chance of that being true. Paula, whoever this entity is, did not give you an apartment number. There's just, and look, even if there's some slight chance of that being true, it was probably to like drop off food or like at the very beginning, like he's like, he probably called her, "Are you hungry?" And like she's like, "Yeah, can you get me like a fucking," well, they didn't have Chipotle back then. Can you get me like a Big Mac with some fries and some soda and just drop it off at my apartment but I can't really hang out tonight, but I'm really hungry and I hope you understand, and there's no hard feelings. And he probably got excited, bought food and dropped it off to her apartment. Maybe if that happened, yeah, that's how it happened.
You never asked her while she was working.
I don't know.
Like, hey, what's your landline?
No, because we were always with each other. I didn't need it. Never thought of it. We didn't call each other. We never called each other hardly at all back then, because we were always with each other. It's like Paul and Laura. Never called them either, because I was always with them.
When were you always together, though?
We were always together, all the time. And the time we weren't together,
How so? Because you hung out.
I agree with that, Sting, that he did follow her. He definitely followed her, don't get me wrong. But if he got her apartment number, let's say he didn't follow her, I really think that's a completely plausible story. Like, he offered to buy her something or drop something off, and she's like, yeah, they didn't have Uber Eats back then. She's like, do you imagine living in the 90s? You want to get something to eat. You don't want to, you want to be like, what's that Predator's name? Fucking John Kennelly. Yeah, you just want to go get something to eat, but you don't want to leave. There's no Uber Eats. I guess you got delivery drivers, but this guy does it for free, and he could probably pay for it. It's a free meal dropped off at your house. Like, why not? I would do it. Like, if somebody was like offering me food, like in a moment of weakness, like, yeah, drop off food at, apartment 4L in 299 Broadway Street or something like that. And yeah, like, give me some food. Like, I'm hungry. Like, but I'm a fat fuck. I'm a fat fuck. So like,
Bar every day?
Yeah, well, the only time we wasn't together was either when I was working or basically when she was working. But when she was working, I could be at the bar. So.
Then how come you didn't know she lived with her boyfriend if you guys was together all the time?
Because that was when we first met. That first night that we met, she told me about her fiance breaking off their engagement. She didn't tell me.
So what night did you? So right after meeting her, you showed up and knocked on her door.
Yeah, it was within that first week.
Oh.
But
Then when did you guys start hanging out all the time?
it wasn't long after that.
You just you went over there and said, "Hey, you want to come meet my brother?"
We're doing something. We did something. I don't remember what it was we did. I had asked her if she wanted to go over and meet my brother and sister. My brother and sister-in-law.
I guess I'm just confused. How did it go from her just being an employee, and then you being the guy who goes to the bar, and then how it became every day for 6 months?
It just did. It just shit happens. It happened the way it happened. It's just the way it happened back then.
So randomly one day you're just like, I've noticed you've been around me for a while.
It just became an everyday thing.
But besides being at the bar, when did you guys hang out?
We hung out at Paul and Laura's all the time. We hung out doing other things. We'd go out shopping together. We did whatever. We went out to dinner together. We just did stuff together. I can't make a list of things for you that we did. It was freaking 30 years ago.
This story doesn't make sense at all. How, what?
Well, I'm not asking for a list of things you did. I'm just saying, when did it become more than just you showing up at the bar?
It wasn't long after I met her. It wasn't long after that. It was within a couple of weeks.
And how did that happen?
It just happened. We just started.
Well, did you ask her to hang out?
Yeah, either I'd ask her or she'd ask me.
Was Paula fucking drunk when she hung out with you?
That's how I wound up missing so much work.
Because you'd be at the bar every night?
Yeah. Every night when she was working.
How often did she work?
I don't know. I don't remember now. She probably worked, I don't know, 4 or 5 nights anyway.
And what time did she get off usually?
Oh, let me see. If I remember right, Nickleby's closed at, I think it was 1 o'clock during the week. On the weekends, I think it was at 2 o'clock.
So you would just hang out while she worked till 1 or 2 o'clock?
Yep.
And you guys didn't do anything after?
No, we'd do things before she worked, or when I didn't have to work, or it was something that we do every day. We're usually with each other just about every day.
Well, because you would show up to her work, though.
What's your point?
I'm trying to figure out when you guys started hanging out.
It wasn't long after we met.
And you just got really defensive because I said it was just while she's working.
Yeah, because you're asking the same question over and over and over, and
Well,
Give me
because
a
I would
damn
ask
answer.
you and you would just
Remember.
repeat my question back to me as an answer.
Oh, well, what do you want me to say? It was over 25 years ago. I don't remember exactly when.
Well, if you were in love with her for 25 years, you should remember all 25 years.
It it was not long. I've told you this several times already. It wasn't long after we first met that we started hanging out together just about every day. Basically,
He just keeps repeating himself. It's so annoying. It's like I keep like waiting for something to come out. This is what a fucking interrogator must feel like.
just about every day we hung out.
But after work, you would, I mean, you would wait for her to get off work, but you weren't hanging out after work, so I don't understand why you couldn't just go home early.
You know what I want to know, Lauren? What is your favorite Paula memory? Like a joke or like I don't know, like a joke that she told or like fucking a funny story like, you were going bowling and you slipped and landed on your ass and everybody laughed and you thought it was funny, blah blah blah. Something like that, you know?
I don't know. We just hang out. We
So after she would work at 1 in the morning,
yeah. We'd go out to Denny's or some other place to eat. I think it was there was a few mornings that we went out to eat after. I can't remember if it was Denny's or some other. It seemed like it was some other place that we went out to. But we didn't do that for very long. A lot of times we just go home. It's throughout 6 months' time. I don't remember every day. How exactly?
well, I know you don't remember every day, but why wouldn't you just go home early?
Because I was interested in her.
So you can be interested in someone and still go home. Was you worried she was like gonna talk to another guy? Is that what happened with CJ?
Was she what?
I said, did you want to make sure she wasn't talking to another guy or something like CJ?
No, I was just wanting to spend time with her. I never gave thought to another guy.
So how did you hang out with her while she was working? You just drank and watched her serve people?
We just hung out when we talked. When she had a chance to talk, we'd talk. She'd come over and we'd sit down and we'd talk. I had friends there too, so I was hanging out with them too. Why is there like a million questions to her?
Well, because you were in love with her for 25 years. I'm trying to see why.
Just because of the way that she was with me and the way that I was with her, and I fell in love with her in the process, and I shouldn't have.
I mean, you tell me I can learn about you from you and not the website, but anytime I ask you something, you get defensive.
Well, yeah, because it's like, how many answers can I give to the same question?
Well, you're not really giving answers.
Well, yeah, because over 6 months' time, we went out and we did more than just go to breakfast and hang out at the bar. There was a lot of things that we did.
Yeah, and you wouldn't answer me when I asked.
I don't remember them all. I didn't
Well,
try
like
to
what?
remember them all. Just stuff. I told you, sometimes we go out and shop and buy
You
some
see
stuff.
why I asked over and over? Because your answer just now was, we just did stuff.
I just don't remember everything. I don't remember everything that we did. It was 25 years ago.
When you forgot about the stuff you guys did together, how come you still loved her after that? Because 25 years is a long time to love someone that you don't even remember the stuff you did with them.
Yeah, but I remember her.
The way that she was with me. So what I've come to understand, it has to be like it could be anything. It could be a smile, some affection, a sentence, a good conversation maybe at the beginning. Not even good, but like a polite, basic conversation. Like, how's your day going? Good. Like, I took the kids out, all that. We went shopping. How about you? Well, I stayed home all night.
maybe it's because she's the first woman that I was ever really in love with. Maybe that's why that hung on for so long.
But you said she was a slut.
Yeah, she was.
So you loved a slut for 25 years.
That was so funny. Like, you loved the slut for 25 years. The holidays are upon us, huh? Oh, yeah, it's like what, November? Something like that.
Yeah, apparently I did. There was more to it than just that, though.
This is funny because it's like stuff like that where you say, I've loved her for 25 years. And then on this website, she's just talking about how.
You know what, though? I bet you this. She was probably very good looking or something like that. She's probably like, oh my God, I keep forgetting what year this is. 2000. I was gonna say like for some reason I'm thinking 1994 in my head. It's because I associate like Washington State with like Kurt Cobain, and I'm thinking like 1994. So that's my fault. But like I was gonna say like yeah, pictures of hot 90s girl or something like that.
Like you are not even.
But if this was like in the 2000s, she probably had like baby fat pants, like fucking like big ass hoops hanging out from her ears, a name belt. She looked really good, and she spoke to Lorne. She was nice to him maybe on one occasion, and her life was hell.
Like a big deal in her life at all, and you never were.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he was just some guy from that I knew for a few months.
Yeah. She's so fucking full of shit.
Because she's like, 25 years later, I forgot all about him until he was arrested.
Yeah, I imagine she forgot all about me.
Yeah.
Yo, oh my God, yeah, viral effects are so true. She made the moves on me. Like, what he means is like, she probably smiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking lying. She lies all through her fucking teeth.
Why does that make you so mad?
I don't think it makes me mad. I think it makes me upset that she would say that.
Because like you weren't as big of a deal to her as she was to you.
Yeah, maybe. That might be it. You might have hit that on the head.
Yeah. Because
Obviously,
you're like,
obviously, I had more of myself invested in her than she had in me.
I'm so fucking sad right now. Like, there's only like 2-3 minutes left to this conversation. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm gonna get hit with. I hate these cliffhangers. Like Blueborn, man. Like Better Call Saul did this to me for like how long? But at least with you, I get one every day. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for you. I want to thank you a million for this content. It's oh my God, I feel like I got closure for a lot of shit that I've been wondering, and it feels good.
Otherwise, she wouldn't
right.
have the shit she did.
Well, what shit did she do? Sounded like she slept with people when you guys weren't even dating. So what kind of shit did she do?
Well, she knew that I wanted to be with her, and she knew that I was waiting for her to be over her ex. She made moves on me before I thought she was ready to do anything, and I didn't do anything.
Okay, well, just because you liked her doesn't mean that she was obligated to do any of that, like be with you in any way.
She wasn't obligated to do anything. She wasn't obligated to do anything, and she obviously knew that.
Sorry?
She went and fucked some other guy, then brought him over to my brother's house with me there.
Well, she wouldn't if she liked you.
So there was, oh yeah, of course she wouldn't if she liked me, but she still wanted to fuck me after, and had him bring her over to my apartment to fuck me.
Well, that's according to you, because she says that never happened. But anywho,
Of course she says that. She's full of shit.
what?
She's full of shit.
Oh,
Bro, this guy has no achievements. He has no achievements at all. He doesn't have a skill. He doesn't have a trade. He doesn't have a stable job. He doesn't have a position. He doesn't have an interest. He doesn't have anything. Like, nothing. And then to top it off, like, he has no relationships, no friendships. He has what? His mom? His aunt? Like, I can't picture that life. Like, I would just, I'm sorry. You know what I'm going to say, but I'm just not going to say it, but you know what I would do at that point. Come on. Like, there's just no point. At that, when you're at that Lorne stage, and, you know, it's gone. Like, there's just no point.
just because you had feelings for her doesn't mean that she was a slut or anything, because she didn't have feelings for you back.
That's not why she was a slut. She was a slut. She was sleeping with anything that would come along.
Besides you.
Well, she slept with me too.
I'm so happy for her staying. His aunt. I'm so happy for her. I hope she makes a better life for herself. She gets away from it. She enjoys her retirement, whatever she's gonna do. Roy moved out of town. I wish the best for him too. It's so sad. I can't. I feel so bad for his family. I was thinking about this the other day, and even last night. Like, it must be so sad to have him in your family. Like, you just want out. You don't want part of it, and he's your family, and like, you got to get away from him. That is like a really sad predicament to be in. Like, yeah.
That's the one time, though.
Yep, just the one time. Now I'm thankful that it was just the one time.
How come you didn't let her decide when she was ready?
That's what I was thinking that I was doing at the time.
Well, if she was making moves on you, wouldn't you be like, right, she's clearly over her ex-boyfriend slash roommate?
No, I know. I should have. Maybe I should have at the time, but I didn't. So shit happens for a reason. Shit happens for a reason. I'm not going to dwell over her anymore. I've spent 25 years dwelling over her and still loving her, and I finally got past that.
Oh my god, that was insane. That was insane. I cannot wait for more. I cannot wait for more. Like, I hate you. I hate you so much. I'm into this like a sitcom or like a series or like a fucking show or something that I'm